which was not related to sealing the lining sealing. It was already not a functioning lateral, and so that carrier did not reimburse it because that's the building owner's responsibility. The village staff was present because they had to dig up the lateral to replace it. They were present at the time they opened and trenched it. You could see that the lateral was not, it was full like cigarette butts, it was not functioning. His plumber, when he originally came to the site, had tried to put a snake through the lateral, and I think it was 80 or 90 feet it was out. It was just wandering off somewhere because it just went, the lateral was so just, not functioning that it did not, there was no it was going through the cracks now. So it appeared that it was not the issue of the broken lateral did not occur earlier because the business who was there had very minimal water usage. Once the new owner got in the building, then they were using there. It was an active business with a number of employees. They realized the lateral isn't working, and it started backing up. So the lining company did pay for the cleanup and the new sump pump. They did not pay the cost for the lateral that was not functioning when he bought the business. That was part of that was in place prior to them lining that condition of that lateral. So the committee did discuss the reimbursement of the business for the sewer charges while the lateral, between when the lateral was capped off or lined by until they reopened it. And then the village would reimburse him for I think it's $135 of those charges when the lining was in place. So that's what we discussed.
Okay. More?
Just a few more details, is that okay?
Sure.
There's only two of us there. My big concern was process not followed, meaning do we require that our contractors, if they do not reconnect to, or whatever the right term was, but they don't open up the connection after the main sewer line is redone, do they have a responsibility to notify the landowner that they're not establishing, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to say it wrong and there's a technical term for it, but establishing reconnection or something like that. We don't have it in our policy right now, but we will have it in the future. So that was my big concern. The second concern that we talked through was, did that reconnection, or not reconnection, whatever you want to term it, cause the backup? And the answer after much discussion was no, that because of the usage amount, it was so low, it was just seeping into the soil. So when you did your plumbing or whatever you needed, it would go into the lateral, it would seep into the soil because it wasn't a full lateral. Because of the usage went up higher, it couldn't carry that much and let it seep, and so therefore it went back into the tenants or the owner's building. And so it would have happened anyways, was the conclusion that I got from staff's description and Attorney Bear. The last question I had, I am very happy our staff is going to write that into our specs now, that if you don't reestablish connection, then our contractor should at least notify the village so that they can do some inspection to make sure it was abandoned. So that's a positive outcome. For the property owner, the positive outcome was we are recommending to reimburse their the utility bill while they weren't connected to the sewer, as well as the plumbing company actually reimbursed. They got reimbursed for all the backup damage, even though I think if you went to court, it would have shown that the damage really wasn't caused by the failure to reconnect. So I think it was positive in that respect. But unless we went to court, we wouldn't have a definitive answer. But there was enough facts in committee that I felt comfortable that the lateral was a private owner's responsibility.
Yeah, and I just think if he had been notified that his sewer connection was cut off, you know, he might have been able to have dealt with the problem without having all the backup and damage to the property that happened, but,
I agree.
so, okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments? We have a motion to approve that bid.
I move to approve the denial of claim. Considered, I move approval of the disallowance of claim to Noah Christensen and Shoulder Press.
Second. Do we need to specify, the claim is just for the private lateral, right? Is that what the claim is for? Just the lateral?
Yes.
The 6,500 for the private lateral, or
Right.
is there more?
6,500.
Did he originally request the 3,800 before he got paid that?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that there was all, remember?
You could just
we
say
had
deny the
packet.
claim and whatever's physically in the claim that was submitted. to the-
But he also in that claim submitted the utility bills, that's why I have all the documentation, no?
His
He
claim did
just-
not specifically include a request
Okay.
for the utility bill reimbursement.
It's like, yeah, the 135, it included the water, so the actual, there'll be less if it's just the sewer charges. He was getting water, so the sewer charges would be reimbursed.
So it's okay, just
He just denied it.
Okay. The motion, second, all in favor of the motion stated, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Now we move on to item 5, item 6, citizens to be heard. This item is for matters that are not on this evening's agenda. Discussion may follow comment on non-agenda items, or discussion and action may come at future meetings. Is there anybody who wishes to be heard on non-agenda items this evening? Yes.
Hi, my name is Amy Cassie, and I have to
Wait,
go
she
over
is
here.
there.
Really? I can project.
No, no, you're actually just putting it into
Okay,
the recorder when you.
I'm here.
Thank you.
So, my name is Amy Cassie. Last Wednesday, the laterals for the Segway were connected line at my house. And if anybody's driven around Shorewood and they've been in the area where the work's been done, you may have noticed a sweet smell in the air. So I smelled that too, and a lot of steam. It was not a problem. I went in my house, and the sweet chemical smell was wildly strong. And so I called the director of our DPW, who said it was nothing and that it was safe. And if I was concerned that I should call Pete, I think his name is from Business Sewer, the company that's doing the lining. So I did. First I went outside actually, before I spoke with her, and asked the worker what the smell was. And he said it's a compound called styrene. And I would like to give this to you, or no?
Sure.
Okay,
Please.
there's two things that I printed out.
By the way, that needs your address too.
2027 East Lake Bluff. That's all? Yep. Anyhow, this one, before I give it to you, it's from the Agency for Toxic Substances, and it says that styrene is reasonably anticipated to be a human carcinogen. So I was upset. As I'm sure y'all would, if your house had an overwhelming smell of a bad chemical. I have a couple of feelings about this. One is, actually the response that I got from DPW was that this has been used for decades and it's safe, and so is asbestos. So I think that we're all smart enough to realize that chemicals that have once been safe maybe not be. I think the report that I gave you is from 2011, and the state of California said that it's a carcinogen, is not using it now. So one thing is our sewage that's going out is tainted by the styrene, and it's going into wherever that goes. And second of all, I'm sure I'm not the only homeowner that's had this smell in their home. The man from Business Sewer said, you know, open the windows, it was 35 degrees, I did, and turn on the fans, and it took about 2 hours to clear out of the house once the laterals were reconnected. For a village that's all about conservation and the health of the community, to have the, I'm really upset, also cancer survivors, so it's a carcinogen to me, and it's not good. to have the director of our DPW tell me, assure me that it's safe, I found to be wrong. And I hope you all agree. Yeah,
Was there a reason that it came into your house so strongly?
I have no idea. We were advised to pour water down the drains and the sinks, which I have done. And I don't know if it came in through my sump pump, it may have. I don't know how things are connected, I am not a plumber or an engineer. But I repeatedly poured water down all of it for those couple of hours. I don't know. My house is from 1927, it's passed all, code inspections, so I don't know what the reason would be. And again, I can't imagine that it's the only home in the village that this has happened to.
Leanne, do you know why it would be so strong in various houses?
I do, and I did speak with the resident. I asked Pete from Visu Sewer to contact you, which I understand he did.
Yeah.
And based on what he told me, he believed that the odor was coming through the sump pump crack. We have, the notice that we send out prior to this work being done, asks residents to pour water into floor drain or any type of drain that isn't regularly used.
Actually, it said drains or traps,
Okay.
which your
A
average
trap is a
citizen
floor
does
drain.
not know what
Right.
that is.
So, and the reason for that is when you have any type of a drain, it has that sort of telltale J. When those dry out, gases and odors can move through that drain. If there's water sitting in the bend of that drain, that will stop the gases or odors from moving through. Previously, our notices did not include instruction to pour water into sump pump cracks because legally, there should be no connection between that sump pump and the sanitary drain. For whatever reason that occurred in this case. So we've amended our notices from that day going forward to instruct residents to pour water into their sump pump cracks because it appears that could be an avenue for odors to enter a home. We did have 2 complaints concerns from residents during the project this year. We do occasionally have them. It's usually 1 or 2 each lining project. I did state that based on all the literature we have and the industry approvals, this is an accepted product. It is an accepted process. It has been used by cities in the United States and across the world for decades. You're right, asbestos was also, but as of now, it is approved. And there's literature, you can find literature, I guess I would say, to back your argument on either side.
Last question. Thank you. At the health department.
Are you done?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, just a follow-up. We did talk with the North Shore Health Department, and they confirmed what you just said, that there is literature on both sides. So my follow-up question is there another, just for my knowledge, is there other lining methods that don't involve this chemical?
Not to my knowledge.
It's a plastic, styrofoam, styrene, it's the same family. I don't think we all drink out of styrofoam much
I mean,
anymore.
like what California use, they don't use styrene.
I don't know.
I can't answer that right now. I don't know.
I would just be interested to know if there's an alternative, because, pesticides were legal at some point. We just banned the tar sealant. I mean, it's a valid concern, and it would be worth exploring if there are other opportunities.
And I do want to say on the record that what you told me is that it's safe, and that if I had any other concerns, I should speak with Pete. And we did, and some pump thing came up, and then he did say if the odor's strong, open your windows, turn on the fans, air it out. I wish you would have told me that. That would have, that would have been the right thing. It's a noxious odor.
Right, no, and I understand that, and the specific questions that you were asking me, I felt much more comfortable with him answering. And so I apologize, I certainly wasn't trying to withhold that or anything. I was trying to get you immediately to the person who could answer the questions you were asking at the time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to be heard on non-agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item here. Oath of office for our new village manager. Welcome. We have our new village manager who started at 8 o'clock this morning, probably earlier than that, I'm not sure.
Well, I was here earlier, but I couldn't get in the building.
Our system's
So
working.
I know,
You don't deserve a key yet, right?
Everything's still.
So if you saw me walking around the building and you the door open, that was me.
So for the folks out in the audience, this is Rebecca Evo, our new village manager.
I don't know how you're used to it, but we just kind of look over official stand here.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And you raise your right hand. Repeat after me.